Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea. How distracted have we become as a culture, as a society, as a people? There's so much of the true crimes being committed at even the highest levels of government and corporations go largely unnoticed. Much of what I have based the sole purpose of this commentary channel on and have published videos on for the last 1.5 years. You have everything from a former crime cartel that literally stole the White House from under everyone's noses to that same cartel setting up a racketeering and money laundering operation not seen since the days of the New York mob, to massive amounts of American soil having been sold to our strongest enemy for largely unknown reasons, to former fraudulent U.S. President Barry Soetoro's having been proven by plain as day evidence to have falsified birth record documents in order to gain access to the U.S. White House. Wow. And in between all of that, we have oligarchs and business overlords who gathered together on a Caribbean island for decades to molest underage girls, and not a presidential administration since will seek out the truth and prosecute the evil criminals involved. And loyal viewers, all while Rome burns and burns and burns. You, my loyal viewers, have been largely hoodwinked, duped, and otherwise had the proverbial wool pulled down to your belt lines during all of it, and not by anyone you would remotely suspect, I might add. Yep, you heard it here. You willingly went along with the charades, hook, line, and sinker. How? 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 Puppet, you shout. Okay, friends and colleagues. Let me spell this out plainly and as clearly as I can for everyone under the sound of my voice to comprehend at even the most simple level. Guys, where did you spend the last Saturday and Sunday at? Was it in front of the 60-inch flat panel LCD screen folded to your family room wall, screaming and shouting from the Washington Huskies or Baltimore Ravens? Man, those games can be exhilarating for certain, can they not? I mean, if you want to get the blood and testosterone pumping, what better than good old American football on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, right? So come last Monday morning, off went the alarm clock and you speed the F-150 to work for another week of the money-making grind. After all, you have bills to pay, right? Came home Monday night, ate a good dinner, and kicked back with a cold Coors while taking in the evening of CSI on Hulu. Tuesday morning came too fast, and the whole cycle repeated all over again. Blinded, kids and cousins, blinded, and so many of us have fallen squarely into the snare of the fowler, plain and simple. Yep, I do not care if you label yourself as the most sharp and acute detectives on the planet. Much of the evil that has gone on for the past 3+ decades has mostly gone unnoticed under our collective noses, has it not? Bill Clinton sold us all a bill of goods. He swindled a communist dictatorship in the most favored nation status in the World Trade Organization, and not a single one of us could stop it if we had even knew what was just about to begin with. What were most of us doing during that particular episode? Oh, try hunting, camping, taking the family to Branson, Missouri, or lulling ourselves to sleep with the latest episode of Star Wars on the DVD player. Folks, we get what we deserve, do we not? When will we awaken from our collective slumber and recognize the narcotics being paraded in front of our glazed-over eyes, all in the name of sedating us to the actual goings-on around us? Smoke and mirrors. Oh, you mean to tell me we've got a Second Amendment crowd all well-armed and stocked with bunkers full of ammo to the rafters, so everything will be safe and sound, right? I mean, in the event of some real shenanigans by the oligarchs and true corporate powers, these guys will save us from their corruption, won't they? Won't they? Side note, folks, last I checked, the high-tech Black Hawk copters and top-of-the-line stealth jets would completely annihilate any of these militia bunkers in a New York second. No questions asked. So much for using government-approved armaments to supposedly keep the government themselves honest. Think again, friends. Think again. Now, before you think I am knocking on anyone who owns and protects their self and their property or family with a firearm, I am not. I am, however, pointing out the fallacy that those will protect you from a tyrannical government. Anyone tuning in remember only a couple decades ago when GWB stripped each and every one of our civil rights completely away with a piece of evil otherwise known as the Patriot Act, all in the name of eliminating, quote, terrorist threats, unquote, to the United States of America, along with allowing each of our phones and our electronic devices to be tapped and spied on at any whim the CIA comes up with. that tried and trusted bastion of American protection, the Central Intelligence Agency. Not a single one of us did a single thing to stop it either, did we? And all while we watched the Bears beat the Packers on Sunday Night NFL on NBC and felt all the more soothed for it. Viewers, is this video intended to point fingers or place blame? Well, not entirely, but sort of. What's it going to take, friends and family? What's it going to take? Am I saying that we should have no forms of entertainment or relaxation in our lives? No. But I am saying that spending our lives with our collective face buried in social media and medicating ourselves with nonstop marathons of the latest crime series on the week on Netflix is not going to get it. The criminals operating at the highest levels love it when we self-medicate, and the easier it is for them to continue tightening their death grip on the hulls of government and commerce. Viewers, we each need to be on our toes, on the top of our games, and it will not happen if we do not pay close attention with alert minds, alert senses, not hindered by the elixirs that the oligarchs and one world order overlords would gladly pour down our throats. In closing, I will quote Mr. Larry Elder himself. We've got a nation to save. Good night, my loyal viewers, and sleep well.